There's BB Shea.
How you doing?
A dear friend. I owe you an apology.
Really?
Yep.
Is it for kicking me out of here yesterday?
Oh, God, I owe you 2 apologies. Ooh, forgot about that.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, you weren't even. I had to come in and record something here. A post-program. BB Shea was sitting here doing his show. And I said, beat it. Work to do. Move.
He's like, I'm the star of the show. Get out of
I have
here.
work to do. Get out of here. You're gone. And he was like, oh, I was in the middle of it. I was like, I don't care. I got
You're
fired.
not.
That's my chair.
So I got a dermatology appointment in 20 minutes, and I have to get this recorded. Otherwise, who's going to come see me at the motorcycle rally?
You're toxic.
Right.
Yeah.
They say I'm a toxic employee. I don't understand it. I don't understand. Toxic coworker.
Trait number 1. Everything's about yourself.
That's right. We just covered it yesterday. Trait number 1. Everything's about yourself.
We need to get that old Britney Spears jam when we talk about your.
Oh, we got it.
Yeah,
do we?
We got toxic in there.
You're
Good.
toxic. That's exactly right.
Let's cross-reference that with Kelly. Kelly/workplace.
I'm toxic. That's all we need. You're toxic. Blah, 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 blah. That's it. I'm toxic. I'm toxic. That's not even why I'm apologizing.
And I was going to say, I thought that was what it was for. Something else now?
Yet earlier today, Biggie got a call from a P1 listener talking about a subject we weren't on here on our air. He said, I need to speak with BB Shea about a hot dog review.
Oh, God.
And Biggie said he was too short with the gentleman and said, look, boss, we ain't talking about that crap, and hung up on him.
That ain't making the morning show.
So,
He didn't like your review of the Chuck Wagon, I believe.
you just did the chuck wagon?
Oh, yeah, I did do that. It was okay.
Yeah, you didn't love
Most hot dogs are okay. I gave it like a 7 something, which is totally respectable.
Yeah, he said he was honored that you came to the town, but he didn't like the score. And I said, boss, we ain't talking about this nonsense on this morning show.
But to Biggie's credit, he did regret.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once he'd hung up with the man,
I
his
felt it was a
treatment.
little short.
So Biggie told us all that, and I said, it's amazing. I see your reviews. I'm on Facebook. So I see your reviews.
I skip them. Oh, where'd BB Shea review this week? I don't know.
Scroll.
But I see a ton of comments, and almost all of them, some are like offended, like, oh, you don't like this place, how dare you, or whatever, or you should come to this spot or whatever. So here's why I owe you an apology. When Biggie was talking about the man who was offended by your review, I said, who cares? Just some fat-headed guy eating a hot dog in some fat guy eating a hot dog in his car. What do you care? If you like the hot dog, go eat it. If you don't, you know? So I apologize because you're doing great work.
Oh, I appreciate your apology, but you are right. I mean, that's all it is.
It's a guy
I'm
eating
just sitting there eating hot dogs.
And then I said, and I guess you just answered it. It's like, how far apart the best dog from the second best dog to the worst? Now, the worst and the best probably have a pretty good
Sure. I mean,
range.
I have my preferences, things that I look for, and if they have those things, I rate them high. The rest of them are pretty just in the middle.
Yeah.
You know, and the Chuck Wagon just happened to be in the middle.
Yeah.
There was nothing spectacular about it, but it was fine.
Yeah.
Do you remember BB Shea, the worst, the bad ones, the really bad?
Well, I know the
is there
one.
such a thing?
I know the one you gave the worst.
The bad ones just seemed like there was no love put into it. It was just thrown together and handed out the window.
The worst review I've seen you give, I'll give the restaurant. It was Cookout.
Yeah.
Which I know. Well, Cookout makes a phenomenal burger.
Everything else is
Great.
wonderful, amazing.
And I agree with you. It's not a good hot dog, but it's a great burger and great fries and tater tots and anything and everything
And
else.
I went to a specific location, and I let that location speak for all locations because it needs to be, consistent throughout.
You did, where I grew up, where I cut my teeth. It was down at Dixie Express.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good dog.
I was in
gonna
your
say
neck
the
of the
men's
woods
room.
not long
No,
ago.
it's not the men's room. It's not the men's room. It's down at Dixie Express. Dixie Express. Down in Randolph County. That's a good hot
That's a
dog.
fine dog.
You do Henry James? You did the Henry James dog?
I haven't put it out yet.
Oh, it's out. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm waiting.
It's in the can.
I know it's going to be a lot of people talking about that one.
You're not going to love that because it's red slaw, and you like a white slaw.
I do.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
He likes a white slaw.
Yeah,
only.
I
That's
bet
right.
you do.
Did you hear my hot take this morning on Lift Clean Place?
What?
I had a hot take on lift, clean, place at the golf tournament.
Dude, I don't even know what you're saying.
You're a golfer.
You're a golfer.
Lift, clean, plate.
You're a golfer.
Lift, clean, plate. Oh,
The
okay.
golf ball.
Okay, yeah.
I was watching the PGA Championship yesterday, which is being played at Quail Hollow in Charlotte, not that far from us. And we've had a ton of rain, as you know. And so a lot of these guys, the big buzz was the PGA did not allow them to lift their ball, clean mud off, clean the mud, and put it back down on a nice tuft of grass. Instead, they make them play it as it lies. And especially Xander Schauffele was upset because he said, I hit almost every fairway, but every time I got to the ball, half the time there was mud on it, so I couldn't control the spin going into the green. I was punished for a shot on the fairway because the fairway was muddier than the rough. So if you hit a better shot, you got a worse outcome.
Yeah.
And so when I saw him say that, I was like, oh, boo-hoo. You're a millionaire hitting a golf ball. What do I care? That was my
Call the ambulance.
exactly. That's my hot take.
I'm right there with you, man. Francis Ouimet had to deal with that.
Francis Ouimet
Yeah.
had to deal with that.
In what year?
And he won.
Chris
I
Demm
don't
was
even
there.
know.
He's
Yeah,
behind
he
the
was
ropes.
Is that 38?
Chris Demm caddy.
He was screaming, let him clean it.
Let him
Nope.
clean it. No.
Absolutely
no,
not.
You don't. You play your ball
Yeah.
as it lies. But then Scotty Scheffler was in the press conference and was asked about it. And he said, there's probably a bunch of you loads out there saying, hey, these millionaires don't need to clean their... I was like, oh, he's looking right at me.
Yep.
Like a bunch of you blowhards out there.
Staring right through the TV at you.
I can hear these so-called hot takes.
Yeah.
Oh, you blowhards out there saying we don't need to clean the ball. But he made the point, look, I've practiced my whole life to learn how to hit a golf ball. It's all I've dedicated myself to. It needs to be a fair test. If I hit a great shot down the fairway, I shouldn't be punished for it when someone else hits a ball into the rough and gets a cleaner lie than I do because there's an inch of mud on my ball.
Well, I would argue the opposite. You need to learn how to adapt. You need to learn how to fight through that situation.
Well,
just in case it arises.
Aim for the fringe.
Absolutely.
aim
yeah.
for the rough. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be able to. Yeah.
Curtis Strange said the PGA made the wrong decision, that they should have allowed just for yesterday because it had been so rainy around here.
Let's go back to Scotty Scheffler here. Listen, I know there's some fat-headed hot dog eating kid out there with a take on playing the game.
Thinks it's funny to wear a shirt with my mug shot on it.
Yeah.
That's right. Doesn't even know what lift, clean, place means. What are you saying? Lift, clean, place.
Yeah.
Scotty Scheffler, some fathead hot dog.
That's how he puts his pants on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lift, clean, place.
There's a chance Scotty might see you, too, because since they are not far from us. He might be. You know, his algorithm.
Scotty's
might,
listed.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Scotty knows.
He's in the area now. He's going
He
to
knows
come
this
across.
stuff. That's right.
He's going to flip by and see you eating hot dogs.
He's going to type in
look at this
hashtag glizzy.
kid.
Look at this load up here criticizing me. Lift, clean, place.
Play it muddy, pretty boy.
God, they were showing some of the houses on that course too.
Oh,
Good
my God.
Lord,
They are
Oh
staggering.
my God, they were like, look at these shacks up.
Yeah.
They showed these things
Yeah.
overhead. I've never
There's
seen-
no joke.
One of them was owned by Rick Hendrick, the NASCAR guy.
Oh, I'm sure.
Is that right?
And they said Rick Hendrick has a house on this hole, and then they showed an overhead shot with just unbelievable. And Jeff Gordon, for like 6 months, stayed in his basement while his
Is that
house
right?
was being done. Yeah, he was talking all about
Did
that.
you hear what golfer Hunter Mayhem said about the course?
No.
What did he
He
say?
called it. He said it resembled a Kardashian. It's a pretty to look at. It's got no soul though.
You think
That
that's,
makes
Yeah,
I think
that's
it's
true?
Yeah,
Quail Hollow?
I probably feel. Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
I've
But,
never.
but it's kind of known for its back nine and the length of it, the long.
Yeah,
they
I
call it
guess
the
so.
green mile.
The green
back
mile.
nine.
Yeah, the back nine is harder, I guess, longer. I heard him use that term, the green
There's
mile.
a good bit of water in some of those holes
Yeah.
too.
I would love to play it. I mean, I really don't deserve to. I'm not a good enough golfer. Would you like to play? I think that may be right.
Sure,
It, doesn't.
it would probably be fun.
It doesn't have something about no personality to it. You
No.
know, it's a good course, I'm sure, and
It just doesn't have that aura like a Pinehurst or like a
Right.
Torrey Pines does.
But it's on
But
the-
they play there all the
They
time.
do.
They're there
do.
every year
They
Yeah.
do.
for something.
I don't love seeing the houses in the background. That's one. I guess you see that a lot, but like the great thing about, of course, Augusta is you don't see any.
They don't want you to
they
see
never.
Augusta.
They don't want you to see them. But there's no house. Are there no houses on that course? I assume at Augusta because you do not see.
They must be
No.
behind the tree line.
And for whatever they hide them.
Well, there's no nice houses over there.
Well, now on the golf course itself, wouldn't you think there are some? If there are houses,
If there are houses, yes, but if
there
they're
may not
not
be. There may
no.
not be any except outside the tree line, the grounds, or whatever. But they sure showed some beautiful houses yesterday on that golf course.
While BB Shea is here, and maybe you can speak a little bit more. I brought it up earlier, but shortly after Kelly unceremoniously dumped you out of your own room, when you were working.
Yeah,
that's right.
Your shift.
That's right.
You came out into the office and were talking with Red, Rachel, and myself about this AI podcast. That our buddy Drew put together.
Yes.
Can you share with that that story?
So it's Google's version of AI. It's called Gemini.
Gemini.
And Drew was like, I'm trying to see what all this is capable of.
Yeah.
So what he did is he downloaded a PDF of his personal driving record and uploaded it to Gemini. In 2 minutes, it generated a full-on podcast between a man and a woman discussing his driving record. And it sounded incredible. They were interrupting each other. There was banter. They were like bringing up good points specifically about the driving record. I've never seen anything like it. It's incredible.
Zoom in on Kelly's face, camera one.
Yeah.
What?
You're obsolete, old man.
How long was the podcast?
It was like 5 or 6 minutes.
God.
And they're like, today we're going to be discussing so-and-so's driving record. It says here he has corrective lenses and blah, 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 blah. Well, that's a good point, Joe, when he does this.
Really?
It was amazing.
Gemini.
Mm-hmm.
My God, I'm going to load BB Shea's videos of him eating hot dogs with Chris Kelly's hot takes and insults and have them create a podcast around
About that.
Gemini that.
Yeah, that's right. Let's see what they say about that. What will they say about my lift clean place hot takes? Wonder what they would say about it. They probably, this is not even podcast worthy.
Gemini deleted this.
Error.
That's right. Now, are you ready to wrap for us?
Yeah,
today?
absolutely.
This is so exciting.
I'm excited.
He's not going to be here next week, folks.
No.
You won't have him to kick around next week.
Nah.
He's only here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then he's going
Gone
on his,
golfing.
You should educate all your golfing friends on lift clean place when you're on your golf trip next week. He won't be here next Thursday or Friday.
How much of a stickler are you when you guys play your tournaments?
Dude, we're not sticklers at all.
Nah.
We just go and have fun.
Okay.
Even if it's like out of the rough, like in the rough in the woods, we just kick it out in the fairway.
Yeah.
We're not crazy about that.
That's well, that's exactly.
You keep score?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we keep score. It's a loose interpretation of the actual score.
Let's go back to Scotty Scheffler.
Some fathead.
Yeah, so I'm about all you fatheads who are so lazy you just kick the ball out of the woods back into the fairway. You can't even hit out of it like a real man.
Back to 17.
Jesus, look at that house.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Are you ready to wrap
Let's
up the
do
week?
it,
In
yeah.
wrap style, we dropped the beat for BB.
All
Show.
right.
Here we go.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Yes, it's Power Hour, baby, and it's really nice to be here. I tried to sleep in, but Kelly forced me to be here. I'm low on sleep, and I might get sidetracked. I'm hoping Biggie will let me take a hit off his BiPAP. Biggie's health is not great to give you a snapshot. Things are looking up because now he's on the fat shot. It'll get better, Biggs. I know you're in a funk. The good thing is that it's harder to drive drunk. It's been an odd week, so there's so much to tell. Very soon, Biggie's getting both knees gelled. I went to see Pearl Jam twice in 3 days, and Biggie didn't have a single hospital stay. It's been 25 days straight, and that's no joke. Yeah, longer than Kelly could go without Diet Coke. But what a week for Kelly, it's a roller coaster ride. Barry told him a story about a triple homicide. The one up at the Steak and Ale back in 82. He got rained out at pickleball and didn't have a clue. Yeah, this got him down. The depression ran deep. Then Diane called in and confirmed he was a creep. It was back in college, but there was no way to spin it. Then he spent over an hour at the Minute Clinic. His wife was on his back when he got back home. He's been building up wax since the day he was born. Just when we thought things couldn't get better, at the gym he got screwed out of a rowing record. Did Carl really win it? Man, don't be foolish. You've got a better chance of the Pope being Jewish. I'm out next week, cue the running mascara, but Kelly doesn't care, he's in his sweatpants era. This week is now over and I'll see y'all later, but whatever you do, please don't blow your neighbor. That's it.
Whoa! You hear that?
Fresh.
That is fresh. That last part was 10 minutes ago.
Well done.
That's
Thank you.
fresh. Stay right there.
I'll be here.